Enter when ready. Program initiated.
10 million, 10 million, 10 million.
Increase speed.
Dilithium crystals have been collected.
Absolutely incredible. This is hopeless.
And welcome back to the channel. Okay, so I'm still working on Star Trek The Next Generation, the Legendary Edition. And as usual, I've got the video of the gameplay footage on the right and the script on the left. Now, this is the video mode. Now, I love video modes. Old school video modes are a lot of fun. And they should bring them back in modern games, even if they update them with those fancy color graphics. But in Star Trek Next Generation, this one is particularly good. It requires simple input commands from the player, which is just the left flipper or the right flipper, and all you have to do is avoid the mines and collect the awards. Okay, so this code was originally written by Francisco 666. Now, Francisco is one of the early Future Pinball creators, and he did a lot of code, and he wrote the script for this video mode, and it's very impressive. Now what he did is he wrote it in, I think it was Portuguese, so all this was all Portuguese, so I had to convert it back to English so I knew what the hell this was supposed to be doing. And what I've done is I've made some improvements to sort of make it stand out a little bit in the special Legendary Edition. So I've added extra quotes and things. So what I'll do is explain it as we go along. So on the right, I'll show you the video, and then on the left I'll show you what's happening in the script at the same time.
Enter when ready.
So what I did there is obviously I started it when the ball was in the plunger lane, because this is the developer's build, so I can do whatever the hell I want in the developer's build. So at the very beginning we have two quotes that can play. Enter when ready, which is actually taken from the TV show, and installed waiting, that is actually Deanna Troi that says that, and again that's taken from the TV show. So there's two quotes that will now play at the beginning, and as you can see, a guide the shuttle, this just blinked out because it was blinking, and this is actually written on the script here. So guide the shuttle through 6, guide the shuttle through 8, or guide the shuttle through 10 caverns. So that's what's happened so far. No input is required from the player so far, but also what you'll notice is I've turned off all the playfield lights. So turn off all PF lights. Ooh, sexy, I like it. Sometimes I'll put silly little comments like that in my script. So I've turned off all the lights, including the playfield lights, are all off. Now there's a reason for that, which you're about to see.
Program initiated.
Now you see the playfield, well, it's actually the flashes. All the flashes in the game are now sweeping upwards to give the illusion like it's passing through a tunnel. See? Now how that works is I have a light sequence associated only to the flashes. Okay, so here we have the start of the video mode. So I've got light sequence flash, do nothing, which means it does nothing for 900 milliseconds, just short of a second. And then player sequence up on 9, which is the total list of lights in the sequencer, for 999 times. Basically, it's just going to continue going, flashing up and up and up and up throughout the whole mode. So that's why I turned off all the playfield lights, just so it looks like the shuttle is going through a tunnel. So that's something that's new for the Legendary Edition.
10 million, 10 million, 10 million.
So the commands that the player is inputting is the left or right flippers, and that's controlled here. Input from the player using the left flipper, so obviously moves the craft left. Input from the player using the right flipper sends it right on that occasion, now into the right tunnel. Now the awards that pop up are random, and there's one of 6 opportunities here. So POS 10M is the 10 million little icon. The mine has the mine icon. So there's 6 different random opportunities to call in the script, whether it appears in the middle, the left, or the right. So it's either the 10 million or the mine, 10 million or the mine, 10 million or the mine. And this will place it on the DMD in the appropriate position. And then when you reach the end of the tunnel, which I just have there, into the right tunnel, it checks to see the position of the craft, which is this thing here, and it will decide whether or not you've made it through the tunnel or not. So if you don't make it through the tunnel, here, look, it says you hit the middle of the cave. So you hit the middle, it's end of the simulation. But on this occasion, I turned right. So I have a sound effect for the cavern on the left and a sound effect for the cavern on the right. So this is enhanced over the original Williams game. So let's see what happens next.
Increase speed.
So what I've done there is I've increased the speed. So that's something that's new as well. So data will increase the speed of the simulation to make it a little bit harder. So that happens here. Either you go through the right tunnel or you go through the left tunnel. And if you pass through 3 tunnels, data will say increase speed. And the sound of the actual craft, the speed of it increases to give you the illusion that it's actually traveling much faster than it actually is. So again, these are all picked up at random, like I showed you in the script. The position and the icon are selected completely at random, so there's no way you can predict a pattern. There is no predictable pattern. It's all completely random. And that happens here, in these 2 positions here. Either you go through the left tunnel or the right tunnel. So the tunnel ends set. So this is actually the length of the time in the tunnel. So 3.3 seconds, 3.9 seconds, 4.7 seconds, or 5 seconds. And this is one of 4 random that's picked. And depending on the length of the tunnel, the random awards will be picked. Either it's a mine or it's 10 million. And these are set at 1.2. The frequency that they'll appear in this tunnel is either 1.2, 1.5, 1.3, or 2. So some will have 3 that will appear in the tunnel, or 2 awards in the tunnel, or a single award in the tunnel, which makes it difficult to predict. In fact, you can't predict it because it's completely random.
Dilithium crystals have been collected.
Absolutely incredible.
So what I wanted to do there is I wanted to add a satisfying end. So first of all, I wanted to show the player that they've completed this simulation. So I added this on the DMD. So you get a music cue, which goes da 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 da, and then it says simulation successful, which you just saw. There's a slight delay of 1 second before the artifact is awarded, which you just saw as well. And then there's another delay of 2.6 seconds before the summary is shown to the player, how many caverns they passed and the simulation total. And when you win the simulation, I added a special quote from Picard who says, "Absolutely incredible." Now that's taken from the episode in season 1 where he's playing that detective, and he's kind of explaining how amazing the holodeck is, because I think it's his first time in the holodeck. So that fits that perfectly. The ball is then ejected back onto the rail, and I let it drain because I'm not actually playing.
This is hopeless.
And then we have a funny quote from Worf. "This is hopeless." There are so many quotes in this game now. I am playing this thing over and over again, and I'm just hearing different quotes every single time. And I've just started. This is the very beginning of a very, very long journey. I've got so many episodes still to see, and I'm watching the movies as well. I've just finished watching the movies. So there's all the stuff from the movies that goes into this as well. It's going to be enormous. And I have no idea what's coming up in season 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And whatever happens in those seasons will greatly influence what happens to this game. Anyway, so that's another little interesting video. So that's the code for the video mode in its complexity. And it is complex, but once you actually decipher it and get it down into the nitty-gritty, it's actually quite simple code when you look at it. Everything that you tell the computer to do, it does. So how this game plays is a reflection of how good you are at writing code, because the computer will only do exactly what you tell it to do. So any bugs or any mistakes is a complete reflection on your skills and your abilities. So if you can't get your game working smoothly and it's full of bugs, then you clearly don't have the skill needed to produce the very highest level of pinball games. So just keep learning and eventually you'll figure it out. Alright, so that's the end of that. I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Toodaloo.
Screen off.